believe they have explained the Great Flu outbreak of 1918. Between 50 and 100 million people died of the Spanish flu, although history books don't emphasize it enough. However, scientists finally think they can explain why it was so severe. The epidemic struck mainly young adults, and the reason there is the absence of an universal vaccine is that the virus is always scrambling the proteins on its surface. Basically, it fights anything that tries to stop it. Professor Michael Oraby of the University of Arizona compared outbreaks and came to the conclusion that there was a slight difference in the H1 particle in 1918, and that scientists have been missing this difference. Hopefully, these findings will lead to a future free of the flu. Naps are now linked with a higher risk of death. In the study, people ages 40 to 79 who nap daily for less than an hour were 14% more likely to die over a 13-year period. Longer naps were linked with a higher risk. People whose daily naps lasted an hour or more were 32% more likely to die over the study period. In particular, naps were linked with an increased risk of dying from respiratory diseases. However, further studies are needed before scientists can make conclusions. For example, for all we know, all these people might have been just more likely to die, as the research points out. Let's hope it isn't really confirmed. Young blood may be the key to reverse aging. Yes, these are very promising news to some people. The tests were made on mice, and the results showed that the brain and muscles were rejuvenated. This study may sound very futile, but it could treat serious diseases like Alzheimer's and heart problems. The process that made it happen is called parabiosis, where blood vessels grew and joined the rat's circulatory systems together. As always, there is still a lot to be done before this can even be a possibility for human trial. But then again, we can always hope. However, a takeback of this new discovery is that it may increase the incidence of cancer.
Last Friday, a case of MERS was confirmed in the USA, the new disease that has already caused 10 deaths in 2014 and has already spread to 12 countries. MERS, also called Middle East Respiratory Disease, is a respiratory disease caused by a specific virus that traveled through the Arabic Peninsula and has just reached the Americas. The symptoms are cough, fever, and problems while breathing. According to the study made by the World Health Organization in April, some bacteria and microbes have developed resistance against antibiotics have spread out through the world. Resistance rate has grown more in common bacteria that cause diarrhea, tuberculosis, pneumonia, and infections on the blood and urinary tract. That means that, by instance, antibiotics used to cure some diseases in the past may not work in the future. Stroke and heart diseases are the products of damage caused to blood vessels in the heart and the brain, and bad emotions such as stress, depression, anger, and anxiety. These emotions cause the increase of chemicals in the blood that usually lead to damaging these vessels supplying both organs.